Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, guys? It is D Dunn here, the most chill COD player with a flawless DNA bomb. Again, using the HBRA3 Raider. Once again, if you don't have this variant, it is +1 fire rate, -1 accuracy, and -1. I don't know what you call it. It has a smaller clip size. It's 39 instead of 45 with extended mags. I'm running grip stock extended mags. Oh, and it also has +1 mobility, so it's probably the second best HBR variant, the Insanity being the first average Joe, and this is probably tied, but I just prefer the faster fire rate. But yeah, I went flawless in this gameplay, 62 gun streak. I call it my DNA bomb, but it doesn't give me any kills right at the very end. So, pretty nice gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy. I really do. At the end, I didn't check my score. At the very end, I was like, come on, at least be like a 60, be a 60, and it was a 62. So not quite my highest. I think my highest is a 70 gun streak, if I remember right. But today I have something I want to talk about. Just the idea kind of popped into my head really randomly. As I was sitting around staring in my room trying to figure out what I would talk about, I looked down and I looked at my arm and I was like, oh, I should talk about my tattoos. Why not? I have some pretty cool tattoos and I'm actually really proud of my tattoos. I don't know when exactly in this video, but throughout the video I will try to provide you guys with pictures and stuff of my actual tattoos compared to what I have or what it's supposed to be, if that makes sense. I have a bunch of artwork. So on my left arm I have 2 Picassos. On the lower half of my arm I have Guernica, and then on the upper half of my arm I have a piece called the Old Guitarist. And the Old Guitarist was the first tattoo that I ever got, which was actually a pretty big deal because I had wanted tattoos for a long time and I had figured out the tattoos that I wanted for years. The problem is tattoos are really expensive, and yeah, you can always go to that one guy of that friend of that other guy that you know who does tattoos really cheap and he's really good, but you know, he uses a used needle in his basement or something. So you know, I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. And if you go to a good shop and you got a good artist, it's pretty pricey. So, but the shop I went to, whenever I talked to the guy who actually did my tattoos, it was funny because I told him what I wanted. He's like, "You mean like this?" He pulls up his arm and he has the exact same tattoo that I was wanting on his forearm, but a lot smaller. Keep in mind, mine's on my upper arm. So it was actually a birthday gift from my wife. At the time, we were engaged, I believe. Or just dating, and that was her birthday present to me. She got me my very first tattoo. It was a solid 4-hour session without any breaks. I just did one session. It is full color, and somewhere in there, hopefully I will have shown you a picture of the actual painting and what it looks like on my arm. The next one I got was a Venn diagram, and I know that sounds really silly if you know what a Venn diagram is off the top of your head, but you've done probably 100 of them in school. It's the 2 circles that intersect and you just compare contrast things. Me and my brother got these. These are matching tattoos. Basically, it's just really simple. A Venn diagram compares and contrasts things that, you know, it's similarities and differences. And we, as brothers, are 2 different people, but of a very similar background, and a lot of similarities. But we're still 2 independent people, so you know, it's just a way to kind of represent the similarities, contrast between me and my brother. So we both have one of those. That's on the inside of my right arm, like on my right bicep. And then the last tattoo, or let's see, then the next tattoo I got was my mother bread tattoo. I work for a restaurant called Panera Bread. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it. And after I graduated from college, they offered me, that's where I worked, and they offered me a promotion. So it was my first job in my professional career, and the first one that was relative to my degree, which was culinary arts, and I also have another degree in hospitality management. So after getting 2 degrees, spending 5 years to get 2 degrees, and then getting a job offer, I decided that was a pretty big deal. So I got their logo tattooed on my right shoulder, and then lastly, my newest tattoo, which is only about a year old, um, is goes from my left elbow all the way down to my wrist. It is a complete full half sleeve that wraps all the way around my arm, and it is Guernica. Now, I guess I really haven't touched on why I got my Picassos. I got, let's rewind a little bit. I got the old guitarist because I just love it. The thing that I really like about Picasso's art is that I felt like he painted with a lot of emotion, and that's for me. That's what art has always been about. Um, there have been times where I've been, you know, uh, I like to draw and paint a lot, but for the most part, it was just all about motion, and I think that's really what art's about. It's really about displaying and putting yourself out there through your artwork, and when you look at Picasso's pieces, for them, for a lot of them, at least for me, I feel like you really get a solid sense of what he was feeling when he made these. So the old guitarist was during his blue period. Um, he was heartbroken over a woman, which is something that 99.9% of all guys, um, well, I guess there is the gays. Um, he was heartbroken, which is something 100% of people will have to deal with in their life. So you have a tangible emotion that everyone can relate to, and when you look at it, you just know that there was heartache involved. And for me, it's just something that I could relate to, and something that I think everyone, when you look at it, should know that this isn't a happy painting. It's not meant to be happy. And I'm not a depressed person or anything. It wasn't sad when I got it, but it was just a piece that he made that really spoke to me. The other one, like I said, is Guernica, and this kind of falls along the same lines where when you look at it, it is not a happy painting. He did it because he was angry, he was pissed at you know what the fascists did, and whenever they bombed um, the Spanish town of Guernica, um, completely innocent town. It had no military value, but during the Spanish Civil War, um, the fascists just absolutely obliterated it, and he was outraged, and he gave um, his vision of what he saw, and it's pretty iconic. A lot of people really believe that it's one of the most iconic, um, well, one of the more iconic and one of the more influential pieces of the 20th century, and I would have to agree. For me, like I said, it's just art's all about emotion, and I think when you look at this piece in particular, you really can look at it, and I don't know how you could look at either one of those two pieces and not feel something, and so that's why I decided to get them. But we are running out of time, and I think that's a really good place to stop. So those are all the tattoos that I have. Once again, I'm going to try and interject some pictures in here so you guys can kind of see what they look like. Um, I do have plans to finish my sleeve um, with some more paintings and a Picasso quote. The other painting is one that I did that has a lot of sentimental value to me, and then a quote by Picasso that says that art is not meant to decorate apartments. Art is an instrument of war, and that is going to go somewhere on my left arm, and hopefully by then my arm will be from shoulder to wrist will be completely full. So anyway, that is the video for you guys today. Once again, in the background you were watching a flawless 62 gun streak with the HBRA3 Raider, and those are all my tattoos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. If you hated it, then that's fine too. Just dislike it and leave me a comment why. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of my tattoos. Do you like them? Do you dislike them? Do you think they're stupid? Are you a fan of Picasso? Whatever. Just talk about whatever. Also, check out all the links below in the description. And if you are new and you enjoy my content, a subscription is always appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.